Got him on radar, Sol. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you. This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the next dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to live, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Sol. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
To the paper doll. Make sure you guys are shooting the correct legs. Be careful of the collisions. I don't want to hear complaints about it. Work around it. Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. And when anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griff. Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us, right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill out, man. It's fine. It's just a 5-starter.
Warum Leute reden miteinander?
15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't die.
Guys,
15 seconds. Don't die.
Guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Jar, CT, yellow. Okay, go. Get Charlie soon. Get it there.
To your left, is there? Sorry, shit. So, jetzt gleich hinter die Indie-Pockens.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border.
On my mark. Left side! Come on! Like now. I need strikes on OP barrels. Wire our strikes up.
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance you guys in Charlie, Lance you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurze Aufschaltung Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums einleiten, wie ich es richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, ab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left, Charlie, Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot.
Here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Decro. Tez on.
Go.
Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, you cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just push up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta.
let's finish this.
Full pressure, guys, full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3.
Get the f***ing arm, Jackson!
Jackson, cool shot.
Cough. I got him.
Go, P3, go.
Echo, go.
Get over on your medium, guys. Get Echo Stormbro. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject. Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject. Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... At 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you. This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the next dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counted down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Party camera is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
Alright.
Okay guys, that's our last match of the season. Let's make this one count.
Wenn sie zu mir kommen, mich überraschen, ziehe ich sie zu euch und fertig.
Alles klar. Alright, so medium's Gamma, light's Theta, heavy's Kappa.
Roger.
Alright, here we go. Driver Lance, Theta is yours. W key.
Roger.
Alright, can't see anything. Stacking up in Theta.
I keep getting seismic. Can you see them?
Yeah, they got heavies up here as well. Kill anything that moves.
Lights, just give us some scouting. That's probably the best thing for you guys.
Roger, moving to E4.
Here they come.
What do you see? What do you see? 100 and Delta 4 on.
Alright guys, comms, got it.
Yep, prepare to fight, call target.
Pushing hard,
Pushing in, guys.
Here we go. That big mix moved up. That big mix has moved up.
Copy that, okay.
Wait for them to come to us.
Roll into them.
I'm rolling.
Rolling.
There's Max D3 coming from our right, guys.
Yeah, we got this.
I want to call something and I want to see it dead in seconds. Make it happen.
Okay, auf 3. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Guys, we need to get on top over here quick.
J'ai un Stormcrow qui casse les couilles dans le dos là.
Keep going, let's go.
Go. Everybody in.
Got him. Nice.
Lock crouch down.
That's all they can move, guys. Go now.
Bravo's leg.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Yep, get out of there right now.
Take care of that Black Knight. Echinaxis.
What's up? Kill him now.
Push forward, guys. Push forward.
Nice fucking job.
Just run. Stay alive and run.
Nice job, everyone. Well fucking played. That is how it is done.
Fuck yeah, man. Well done.
I can forgive you for shooting me in the back.
Alright, keep your eyes active, guys. Don't have scouts on this one, so we're gonna have to all scout.
I'll be there soon too. We've got mechs on the way. You guys got this.
Seems like a fucking ambulance 911 call.
We are headed into drop 2. 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies, 0 assaults on skirmish. Let's take a look.
We need to spread out a bit. We need to see where from they're coming, and then we will.
Alright, boys, manly men. We're gonna take some fire. We're gonna put fire out.
Just make sure you trade well.
Yeah.
So, stopp, wir ändern Bewegungsrichtung, Drehen.
Schon zu weit.
Yeah, we need to go it now.
Yes, we need to go now.
Keep it up, hold your ground. They have a lot of guys beat up CGs.
We're late peeking at us from before.
Yep, you got one right here.
We're doing alright, guys. We're up by 2. Stay cagey. 3 remaining. We got this one.
Alright, guys, let's Let's do this.
Oh my fucking lord!
Foxtrot is red CT.
Alright, Light going behind him,
Hey, Charlie, come on, guys, finish him.
Side doors up.
Prepare for revving speed.
Stormbringer, Charlie.
Tir d'opportunité sur le couverture par l'ultra là.
Oh, and he got the kill.
And with a second shot, takes down Aiden with the double.
D'ailleurs, derrière, bravo. Dans les jambes toujours.
Like, go back.
Don't panic, just do it.
Yes! Yes!
It was a great match, back and forth, all sorts of stuff going on, incredible shots, things we've never seen before, and things you don't get to see.
Good job, Dara.
Yeah.
Greetings, Mech Warriors, and welcome to this MRBC Season 9 Division E1 finale. This is, of course, Week 7, which is the final week for Division E1. They had 8 teams in their division, single round robin, and we got a pretty good picture of what the division looks like. But, of course, we will be watching Stormbringers versus Net Battletech. Net Battletech, of course, holding first place in the division with a pretty solid lead, but Stormbringers is within striking distance. They're going to be coming in full bore, no doubt, with this attempt to unseat Net Battletech from that first place position. I, of course, am Bandit P17, and with me, as always, is MDM0.
Good evening, everyone.
Hopefully everything goes off significantly without a hitch this time. We can only hope. Last week, of course, was pretty rough with all the technical difficulties, but I think we've overcome and got some new toys to play with this time. I actually had them in my last cast, but we ran out of time and couldn't use them. L Switchblade from 54th MR has developed, completely rewritten this spectator tool, or the shoutcasting tool that we had been using, and it's really nice. It's got some new features integrating in Queen Blade's statistics. He, of course, has been mimicking an API by painstakingly entering in statistics from every North American match ever in this season, and we actually have some data to work with, and that's super exciting. We've been using it so far as much as we could this season, but now the data is really starting to flesh out, and we're getting a really clear picture of who the winners and losers are on each of these teams. But it is all integrated into this tool, so mad props to L Switchblade. It is really nice having a developer behind it, so we can, of course, continue modifying it, making it better, making it easier to become a caster, and of course bring a more exciting data to all of you out there, our fans. Oh man, and it's nice having a developer out there that isn't me, because I suck at that stuff. I, of course, was able to get it working for us the last couple seasons, but I ain't touching it anymore. So yeah, Stormbringers versus Net Battletech. Looking at the division rankings right now, of course, Net Battletech in first place, Stormbringers in second, and looks like Marine Mech's Attrition sitting in third with Steelco just below him. Of course, Steelco had some pretty decent matches against both Net Battletech and Stormbringers, but of course this is a league, and in a league you need to maintain the same quality of matches throughout the entire season, because if you drop matches or drop drops against other teams, it can put you lower down in the ladder. We do, of course, score everything in reputation points. Maximum reputation points per drop is 350, so therefore maximum reputation points in a match, 1750. And we've got Net Battletech, of course, above Stormbringers by 625 reputation, so it is possible for Stormbringers to pull this off, but of course they are going to need to do some work. Let's start off with the Stormbringers. What do you see from this team, Mr. MDM?
Well, like you said, they're going to need to do a little bit of work. You take a closer look at the standings there. They're, in terms of drops won, drops lost, they're right behind Net Battletech, but the reputation points tell a little bit of a different story, and that's one of the fun things about MRBC, essentially identifying the difference between a good win and a not quite as good win. But overall, some players doing pretty well here. Bree Guy 685, averaging 412 damage a game, not too bad. And as we saw in the last cast on Sunday, these damage numbers could very well be inflated with the skill tree release as well. Squirg, one of the captains, 377 damage, and Quicksilver 04, 355, admittedly only with 5 drops played, but still a respectable damage number. So some good numbers out of these high average match scores, and really they're just looking for a lot of wins tonight, but they've got to be good wins, and that's, I think, where the reputation points have not quite been in their favor so far. It looks like they've been getting wins, but maybe not all the bonuses that they could possibly get. Net Battletech, on the other hand, a pretty substantial lead right now. It's a tough challenge for them, to say the least.
Awesome. So we're looking at the Stormbringers stats, of course. The win-loss, you might see some weird percentages there because there was a withdrawal in Division E1. Indivisible, unfortunately, was not able to complete the season. So that kind of skewed out the win-loss results a little bit, but you can pretty much just strip 20% from each of those numbers and you'll be okay. Like we said, we just got this stuff rolled out. Of course, if PGI rolls out API, this is going to be a lot smoother, and I can't wait. So they put it in the roadmap. Let's hope it comes sooner rather than later. But yeah, that Bree Guy 685 with that 6.5 KD, and he played almost all of the matches. Looks like he missed out on one of them, but pretty respectable. And the 412 damage average, that's pretty solid as well. Switching stats over, let's take a look at Net Battletech. Now these guys, Net Battletech, of course, named after the league Net Battletech. Very fun role-play-ish kind of league, kind of what I feel Faction Warfare should have been from the very start.
It was a lot of fun.
Last I heard, Net Battletech will be coming back, I believe, in July. So if you guys are interested in competitive play and want something better in terms of just more excitement, instead of just looking at scores, you have inventory of mechs and a lot more logistics, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely give Net Battletech a try. Xavier, of course, is the lead developer on that, and he, of course, plays for the team. Of course, looking at his stats, come on, Xavier, what are you doing? 1.44 KD, your team's leaving you behind, man. But yeah,
spends all his time developing, not enough time playing, I guess. There,
I guess so, but he's surrounded himself with some solid players for sure, because Net Battletech has been on a tear this season.
Yeah, and some of those players you can see there, Lionheart with a 7.6 KD, averaging almost 400 damage a game, match score at 295, and Advantage with 7 as their KD in most all of the drops that they've played so far, doing very well for themselves. Just a lot of high damage numbers here. They've got 7 players averaging over 300 damage a game, and an 8v8 at least on the pre-skill tree side of things. 300 damage up a game is pretty darn good in competitive play. You start pushing that 400 and you're doing very well. I've got a couple guys up there, tag teams as well. Only 16 matches played, but 389 on the damage. Like we said, though, we saw this on Sunday, and it's very possible we might see it again tonight. Some of these damage numbers could be inflated. There's a prevalence of teams, it appears, at least early on, trying out the structure and armor bonuses in the skill tree, and it's just putting a lot more numbers on the field for you to have to shoot through. So we could see that. We've also seen some teams maybe developing their own opinions about the merits of the various skill trees and not always going with that structure armor bonus, so that's entirely possible as well.
Yep. So, also, while we're throwing out epic props, Little Ferret from Clan Widowmakers, of course, working with Queen Blade and El Switchblade on the stats as well. So, man, all these spreadsheet gurus and stuff doing some fantastic work. Hopefully PGI is watching and sees the value that we have in these statistics, and they can make our job a hell of a lot easier. So, with that, let's take a look at Drop 1. Stormbringers versus Net Battletech on Domination. This will be, of course, the only Domination drop of the night. The rest will be played out on Conquest. 4 lights, 4 mediums, 0 heavies, 0 assaults. Bonus is to kill 5 enemy mechs, so you can still pull some significant rep in a loss here. And of course, Stormbringers, if they can't pull off the win, they're really going to need to focus on getting as much reputation as they possibly can in those losses, because every single rep counts and will get them even closer to victory.
Yeah, and they're going to need absolutely all the help they can get. Unfortunately, just looking at the stats here for Drop 1, Stormbringers averaging a match score of 167 on their Drop 1s, have not lost a Drop 1 yet. However, that 167 match score doesn't really match up very well to the 209 average match score that Net Battletech has been bringing. We talked about it in the opening. This is going to be an uphill climb for Stormbringers to try and get into first place. They really do need all the points they can get. But the other side of that is they need to try and make sure that these are not just victories, but major victories, and they turn that into major defeats for Net Battletech. They can't afford to let Net Battletech stick around and get 8-6, 8-7 losses out of this.
Absolutely. So we'll be starting in Drop 1 on Canyon Network, relatively smallish map. Of course, on Domination, the circle forces the fight into the middle, but there is some potential for Overwatch. Those deep canyons might break it all up a little bit. But just another disclaimer, this is only our second cast with the new skill trees, so it's going to be very difficult. We might not take things as we used to. We'll have to be asking a lot more questions. We aren't privy to what the skill tree builds are for some of these mechs. And of course, this being Division E1, they tend to have a bit of a different style. They play to beat their opponents, not necessarily play to have the most optimized match that you might see in say, like Div A or something like that. So we're going to look at this, and we're going to try and take this as a learning opportunity to see what these teams do. But, of course, there's only one way to find out what's going to happen, and that's to take a look. All right. Got all this stuff set up. I'm over on, looks like the Stormbringer side. We have a Commando 1D with 2 SRM4s, 2 medium lasers, a fire starter. Haven't seen a fire starter in use in quite some time. Good to see him back on the field. 8 small pulse on that one, 6 small pulse on the Arctic Cheetah. Typically ran the 5 before, but with the new skill tree, maybe those cooler shooting weapons, they can afford to bring the 6. And then 5 medium pulse on the Wolfhound. That is the light team. Over in the mediums, we've got a very tanky Hunchback 4SP, standard build, 2 SRM6, 4 medium lasers. But it kept all of its structure and got some more from the skill tree, of course. And then, once again, as before, dual Novas, 12 small pulse, and 5 SRM6 on the Stormcrow. What do you got over on the Net Battletech side?
They have a Nova, a Huntsman, small pulse with SRM6s, 6 small pulse, 4 SRM6s with Artemis. That thing has a punch. They also got its dual small pulse Novas, a Hunchback 2C with nothing but small pulse lasers as well, a Kit Fox 4 SRM6s, a Jenner 2C small pulse, and a Commando 1D. Is this the Commando 1D some secret thing we're missing out on here?
We've been seeing it in use in at least the lower divisions so far. We won't know until tomorrow, I guess, when we see some of the Div A matches go on as to whether or not they use the Commando. But I've seen it more and more. We'll have to see.
And that Battletech had a Nova get kind of caught out in the back, took 8% damage there trying to get around the corner.
Both teams up to the center, though, making some trades. The Wolfhound with the medium pulse makes a bad peak down to 80%. Got punished with those SRMs, but he wish he could get that back. And a great strike. Stormbringers getting kind of shredded down here in the beginning, hemorrhaging quite a bit of armor. But the brawl's going to need to happen at some point. Net Battletech has a lead on the clock. Stormcrow on the left side, stepping up and getting hit hard by those small pulse lasers.
But
down
here
to
comes the lights around the other side right now, and they've jumped on a Nova here.
Those lights are engaging that back Nova.
Net Battletech hasn't really reacted very much to this right now. They seem kind of indifferent. And a mech goes down. Another Nova.
Both Novas are about to go down for Net Battletech. The other one's down to 43%, but those lights can't seem to bring him down just yet. But taking those Novas down first is going to be huge. Both teams have traded spaces, but the 4SP is now in the front on those mediums. We have two separate fights going on. Mediums versus mediums, lights versus lights, except that Nova at 29% still alive. The Commando 1D shut down. You can't do much when you're shut down. When you're in a mech that fast.
And the Nova self-destructed trying to kill an Arctic Cheetah who shut down. Both Novas down right now. A Stormcrow and a Wolfhound down for Stormbringers. Although they just took down two more mechs. Hunchback 2C and a Jenner 2CA.
Stormbringers right now, is starting to pull away.
Stormbringers' favor.
They've got that Huntsman down to 61%. Commando still up for Net Battletech at 80%. They've got the Kit Fox still alive.
Kit Fox is still alive.
He gets taken down finally.
He did leg the Commando.
And Hunchback 4SP down to 90%. He is most likely sticked for Stormbringers. That Huntsman moving up to the dish. Arctic Cheetah is probably, him and the Commando probably are the best on the team, and they're the only two remaining, down
Huntsman
to 46%.
Down. Right now, Stormbringers needs to be concerned with keeping mechs alive. They just lost another one. They've got to keep those rep points out of Net Battletech's hands.
Taking out these last two mechs without losing anybody else will be huge for Stormbringer. They need every single mech alive that they can get. The Nova down to 37%, trying to hide behind a rock. The Arctic Cheetah self-destructs.
Another self-destruction.
He was trying to do whatever he could on that last one.
Self-destructed mech. Or a shut-down mech, I should say.
And now that Commando, very hard to hit, but these small pulses should be able to do quick work, and they take him out. An 8-3 victory in favor of Net Battletech, and that is a great start for Stormbringers. That is the exact start that Stormbringers needed to set the tone. Down to 16% on that 4SP. One more shot to the center would have taken him down, but they definitely needed that one to set the tone for this matchup and make their attempt at winning.
And this is why you don't leave Novas alive. Both Novas left-handed for Stormbringers, 720 and 608 damage, 4 kills between them. That is why you got to focus Novas down first right now.
Of course, with the survival tree in the skill tree, we are seeing damage numbers a bit more bloated. You might have noticed that time to kill was a bit higher there. A lot harder to kill mechs, especially when you spread damage. So a lot of these numbers are getting bloated a bit. But one thing we saw right off the bat, Stormbringers sending their 4 lights around to the backside. Those 4 lights jumped right on the Novas, and they killed one of the Novas that the lights weren't even on right off the bat.
Yeah.
But the lights kept that other Nova occupied. What was the damage of the Novas? 121 and 187. Holding them to that. The Novas are typically the duplicate mech for a reason, and it is because they are extremely powerful, especially after the skill tree. They've only gotten better. What we've found with the skill tree is a lot of the current meta, or at least the former meta, has become even stronger, especially when it comes to laser vomit mechs. So I think we're going to be seeing quite a few Novas around in the future.
And they've been slowly getting buffed too. I mean, the rescale helped the Novas. When a lot of mechs got hurt by that rescale, the Novas got helped. You know, some of these other mechs getting hurt also helps out the Novas. They're a very strong mech. They were a strong mech before the skill tree, and they've just become stronger because right now, like you said, laser weapons are where it's at. And if there's one thing Nova can do, basically almost the only thing that a Nova can do, it's laser weapons.
Absolutely. Quick note, we will be doing giveaways today. Premium Time, Mech Bay, MC. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I have my tool set up that anybody that chats throughout the entire stream will be automatically added to the giveaway tool. You have to say something in chat. You don't need to do any sort of exclamation point raffle or anything like that, but just hype up these teams, show your support, and you will be automatically entered into those drawings. I'm not going to say when I'm going to do them because sometimes I forget, but we will be getting through 3 drawings by the end of the match. So make sure you guys get in there. But like I said, this is exactly the match that Stormbringers needed. That's the start that they needed. We needed to see Net Battletech being held underneath, under 100 rep per drop. Will give them a lot better stab at, you know, being able to overtake them for the division lead. However, as these drops go on, they get heavier and heavier, and sometimes we see teams that do really well in the lighter drops can start to struggle a little bit, especially as teams get motivated and start swinging momentum in their favor. So Net Battletech, they could come back at any point, and it's, you know, if they can pick up 1 or 2 drops substantially, that could spell the end for Stormbringers. So they need to keep this momentum going, but I can't wait to see what happens on this one. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Right off the bat, we see Net Battletech take the initial circle. They've got 6 seconds on the clock. Doesn't mean too terribly much, but what it does mean is that Stormbringers is going to have to be the aggressor. Lot of early scratch coming out of Net Battletech, landing those strikes, landing a lot of those early bursts around the corner. Was not looking too good for Stormbringers on this initial, but that movement of the lights coming around the backside, that I think was huge for Stormbringers to start swinging this in the other way. Protecting the Stormbringer Novas while focusing down both of the Net Battletech Novas right off the bat is gigantic. And of course, both teams had double Novas, so they were still even-footed here.
Yeah.
But that Stormcrow making a pretty nasty peek around the corner. But you made the call. They came around that corner. We went and took a look. Surprise. They actually got in on that Nova, and then the other Nova died sooner. Oh, Bry Guy, the highest damaging member or highest kill member in a Nova for Stormbringers, able to 1-2 punch Remisama in Net Battletech, Nova, and was able to win that trade and take him out. That almost seemed to me like that was a solo kill right there. Just taking a target of opportunity
and taking both
pull
Novas.
him down.
I mean, we saw 700, 600 damage out of the Novas for the Stormbringers and under 200 for Net Battletech, and they were the first 2 mechs down. I'm not sure if that second Nova went down quickly. He took a little while to go down, but he was essentially out of the main fight with the mediums, which is, if you can't get him down quickly, you could at least take that for them. And I believe they took an arm off as well, so they cut his firepower right in half in that initial push. Honestly, I think Net Battletech, it seems like they got kind of tied up. They had those lights push around to one side. At that point, when that happens, you need to commit one way or the other. I think that maybe it would have been better to commit to the mediums, kind of leave your Nova to basically fend for himself. And he did a good job staying alive, but it seemed like
I'm watching Bry Guy right now, pressing up against the rock and just keeping himself alive, getting shots in where he could. That was very good mech piloting there by that Nova pilot. Using the terrain to his advantage and just not allowing them to get any significant shots in. Everybody protecting their net mechs very well. Now, we did see a couple overheats from Net Battletech. Hard to say whether or not that mattered that much, though, because both of those overheats were in the thick of things when those mechs were pretty much one shot from dropping.
The interesting thing was both of those mechs overheated and self-destructed from overheating as a direct result of a Stormbringer mech overheating and shutting down because they didn't have override on right in front of them.
So they were trying to pick up that final kill. Popped override, took the shot, and popped themselves, and the Stormbringer mech gets away with it. That is savage, absolutely savage. But, you know, you got to take those risks when you feel like you're about to drop and you need to pick up that extra 25 rep. you're gonna die anyways. You might as well try to pick something up. So you can't look too much down on those guys for making that attempt. But good play from both sides. Stormbringers, of course, coming out on top with some awesome back play. But of course, drop 2 Mining Collective getting a little bit heavier now. 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies, 0 assaults. The bonus, once again, is to kill 5 of any mech. But we are in on Conquest on Mining Collective, so this might be a little bit different. We could see, of course, still a brawl. It is a smaller map, but it does have some advantages to maybe a mid-rangey or even long-range. In the current skill tree, though, who knows? There's only one way to find out, and that is, of course, to take a look. The Mining.
The best map.
The Mining. It was the best map. Rip the Mining.
I wish they had kept it as The Mining. It just seems like a cool name.
Of course,
Welcome
both teams
The Mining
will be coming in on their dropships, and we'll get a look shortly at what mechs these guys are bringing. Waiting for everybody, of course, to get connected and the countdown to happen. But Mining Collective, of course, Theta up in the center of the map here. Has a little bit of an advantage, I believe, to the right side in that these buildings don't provide very good cover. So if you can take the initial cap, you can do some pop-tarting on the edge to keep damage flowing down. It's just easier to hold it off. But of course, each side has its advantages. A little bit more range up in cakes here is possible, but this is a very light drop. I would not be surprised to see brawl. What do we got? On the Stormbringer side, a Black Knight. Black Knights are back, baby. Tanky as hell. 3 large pulse lasers, 4 medium lasers, Griffin 3M, Hunchback 4SP, and an Orion 2C. That's hard brawl coming out of Stormbringers. Sending their lights off to the left side.
And you've got the same thing coming from Net Battletech, except they've got dual Novas, and Orion, the Mini Atlas Brawler, a Huntsman, and their other heavy is a Summoner Prime, the SRM Summoner build.
Alright, so Stormbringers is moving up directly to Theta, looking if they can get a look. Looks like the Griffin saw the Jenner come across, but there are Novas and Hunchbacks jumping up onto Theta. We're going to have a little bit of a skirmish here. They don't know they're there. Hunchback 4SP takes a shot to the side, but he mostly took it to the arm, and the Griffin 3M landing a pretty solid shot on that Nova. Let's see if he opened anything up significant. Looks like the left shoulder, and he got an arm blown off. If they take that left shoulder, the other half of the mech will be gone too, and he'll be weaponless. He's continuing to get hits. He's down to 5 small pulse lasers. So far, these trades in favor of Stormbringers. A great airstrike on that Orion, right up over the top. And it looks like the couple mechs coming in behind the Orion now. A Summoner and Orion popping some shots in on the backside. And an amazing strike takes out that Orion 2C right through the main group. But then at the same time, there's Novas perched up top, shooting the Orion in the back. Everybody's stabbing everybody in the back on this one. A Huntsman up there stabbing the Novas in the back. But they're turning around and they're going to start handling him. Just positioning-wise, Stormbringers have a great...
And the Huntsman's down as well. They've got 4 mechs down right now. Only 1 mech dead for Stormbringers. 4 down for Net Battletech. It's not going well right now.
Stormbringers is surrounding Net Battletech right now. They did not give them an option. And a lot of that early damage just really doing Stormbringers some favors. They're working down that Hunchback 2C right now. He is down. And it just seems like Net Battletech is in the middle of a kill box at this point. They did pick up a couple kills. Last one remaining is that Jenner 2C. If he can pick up another one, it's just that much more rep. But he gets slaughtered down. These Novas are doing so much work. Clan Laser Vomit is king right now.
Free Guy just picked up another 4 kills in that Nova.
Oh my goodness. Well, he was perched up top shooting people in the back.
Yeah. Only 433 damage for those 4 kills, like you said, getting those back shots. Just over 100 damage per kill. That's very efficient.
Absolutely. So that was crazy. Just to sum it up, Net Battletech gets up near Theta first with their Nova and their Hunchback. Was it the Hunchback or the Orion and the Black Knight stabs up there, gets some shots in, quality shots in on the Nova. Then they get backstabbed by the Orion 2C and the Summoner, but then the Orion 2C and the Summoner get backstabbed by the Nova, who get backstabbed by the Huntsman, but the Novas turn and respond, and that's the tipping point, is those Novas keeping themselves alive, and of course having that high perch, able to put those lasers down, and Net Battletech just did not have an answer on that one whatsoever. So an 8-3 victory in favor of Stormbringers, and they are keeping that momentum rolling.
I feel like right now in the first 2 drops, what we've seen is Stormbringers be the aggressor, Net Battletech kind of setting up maybe a little more reactionary of a positioning, of a stance, and just not reacting very well to the moves that Stormbringers are doing. I liked the Orion coming up there, and the Summoner getting those back shots in. Obviously got that first kill of the game, but they got to know those Novas are behind them. They got to, you can't let 2 Novas just get away from you like that.
The Nova positioning for Stormbringers was primo, and they had no clue they were up there. I mean, I don't know if it was a drop in communication or what, but just it was like the little fishy, and then the bigger fish eats the little fish, and then the bigger fish eats the little fish, and then the whale eats the big fish. It's just like, holy crap, that just snowballed really, really quickly in favor of Stormbringers. And with that, of course, after 2 drops, Stormbringers up by 550 reputation. That means they have pulled within 100 reputation of first place with just 2 drops. If they can keep up this momentum, they could lock this division down. Net Battletech is going to need to come up with an answer. They cannot continue to hemorrhage reputation like this. They have not picked up a bonus yet. Both of those drops, they only picked up 3 kills, 75 reputation, and not picking up those bonuses hurts that much more. Net Battletech can still lock this in the later drops, but they can't have much more like that.
Stormbringers needs to be careful, though. One real solid win for Net Battletech, and this is a completely different story. They don't have a margin for error. They're doing very well right now, and they need to keep doing very well, but that they're on the knife's edge when it comes to getting in first place here. They've got to keep this up. And the nice thing is, when you've got these 2 wins, right, you've got that momentum. You're feeling good about yourself. You have the confidence that you can do this. But at the same time, you don't want to get carried away and think, oh, we can kind of relax a bit. We're doing well. We've got them on, on their heels, and then have Net Battletech come back and 8-1, 8-2 you, and suddenly it doesn't matter how you do in the remainder of your games. It's that close. They need to keep this up.
Just taking a quick look back at the Net Battletech stats, one thing that does not bode too well, drop 3 through 5, they haven't lost much. They've lost, 3 drops the entire season? And the 3 drops that they lost were drops 3, 4, and 5. That might not be saying much, but for Net Battletech anyways, they haven't lost a drop 1 or 2 yet, and now they've lost both against this team. Looking over at the Stormbringer side, at their statistics, drop 3, not their best. 67% in drop 3. That could be a momentum switch. If Net Battletech is able to pick up a win in drop 3, we've seen swings happen. Both the tonnage changes and, you could be flying high on wins and then 1 loss, and it could be a shock to your system, and you might not be as excited anymore, and that could start making some bad decisions. I've seen it personally. It can happen, and they're going to have... Net Battletech is going to have to shrug off those losses. Drop 3 is a completely new match. Come at it hard. And, of course, if Stormbringers suffers a loss in drop 3, they need to know that they're going to come back strong in drop 4 and 5 and clinch the division. So, very exciting stuff there.
Right now, if you're Stormbringers, you need to be telling yourselves, we're doing well. We're doing the right thing. We're making it easier on ourselves, but we can't let up. We've got to keep the momentum rolling. If you're Net Battletech on the other hand, you need to look at it as, we need one good match. One good match, and this whole thing turns around, right? This whole opportunity for them to win the division is theirs for the taking, really, with one good match. On the other hand, they've got to get out of this mindset of, we've had 2 tough matches, we've traditionally played well in drops 1 and 2, and we've just gotten not good results there. Stormbringers, they need to look at it as, drop 3's coming up. It's not our best match, but we've got to do this, and we've been doing it so far tonight. You got to keep that momentum rolling. And like you said, sometimes you lose one, and I'm worried, I should say, maybe not worried, but for Stormbringers, what they've got to be aware of is they do lose one, they've got to try and make it, one, as good, quote unquote, of a loss as they can get to, but two, they can't let it spiral away from them. They still can win, even with a 3-2 decision, as long as their 3 wins, which so far have been very good, and the 2 wins for Net Battletech are not very good. So, and the losses are not very good, which so far, playing out to what they want, they need at least another good win and then to have a good showing in the next 2 matches. But to be honest, they really got to go for a 4-1 or even a 5-0 if they want to feel comfortable with their winning the division. Like I said, Net Battletech, they've just got to reorganize, get one good match, and it's all over.
All right, taking a quick look at the replay. I lied. It was actually the Hunchback 4SP and the Griffin 3M making the initial stab in the middle. Nova taking a burst into the arm of the 4SP, but he shrugged it off, turned around, and those SRMs doing a number on that Nova. Of course, the Black Knight and the Orion 2C coming up second, setting up on the ramp. The Black Knight actually looked up and started suppressing that Huntsman. And so he was exchanging with the Huntsman, and I think we see just on the corner of the screen that Huntsman backing up around the corner, and I believe that's when those Novas come around and get up top and win that position, because then we see the Orion and the Summoner stepping up, popping shots in, getting some significant damage, and of course a strike kill on that Orion, which was great, but the Novas took that powerful position. And that Huntsman just did not have he missed an opportunity at the back shot at that Nova to do some significant damage there. It just did not happen and wasn't able to save his team in time. Gave up that high peak position to those Novas, died in the process, and that spelled the end of that match for Net Battletech. They did end up picking 2 more quick kills. Looks like the Firestarter jumping into the fray here, but they did manage to get 2 more quick kills, which gave them that extra 50 rep, helping to keep them alive. Just trying to figure out where they get the kill. Okay, right there, looks like the that's a Jenner 2C, picks up 1. And then they picked up another one after where I completely missed it. There's just so much going on. So he dies right there. Oh, looks like right there. Okay, so the Nova does end up picking up 1 against Guerre, who's in the Nova. But too little, too late. Every little bit counts, though. Good effort. But
yeah, if you're gonna lose a match, you might as well get as many kills as you can. Like we talked about in the opening, MRBC is a league where winning is not the only thing that matters. Obviously very important, but there is such a thing as a good loss versus a bad loss. Net Battletech, they're probably on the bad loss side of the scale right now. They need to work their way up to at least a good loss, but they definitely need to win somewhere in here.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, we are doing giveaways today. You enter the giveaway automatically just by participating in chat, so make sure you guys yell out your hype. And we will get on that. After Drop 3, I'll be doing the first roll. So Drop 3, River City on Conquest. This is, of course, the Commander Assassination drop. 0 lights, 3 mediums, 4 heavies, 1 assault. The assault has to be an 85-ton mech. The bonus is if you can keep your Commander mech alive and kill your opponents. So it's a little bit of a tougher bonus to snag, but... And it's almost impossible as the losing team to snag it, of course. But then it kind of all becomes robbing your enemy of reputation, which, of course, in this match matters quite a bit. So even on a loss, taking out that Commander mech could be huge. So River City, a relatively large map. I wouldn't doubt that we just continue seeing laser vomit pushes here. We're getting into higher tonnages, of course. This is the second to highest tonnage drop.
Yeah.
Of course, drop 4 is a little bit lighter, but a little bit more rounded, and then drop 5 is the heaviest out of all of them. So as it gets heavier, things slow down a little bit, but we might see small pulses turning into large pulses if they continue doing laser vomit. But there still is opportunity potentially for them to start getting into more range battles, but I wouldn't be surprised to just see praise W and somebody dying, basically.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now, Stormbringers, don't fix it.
Absolutely.
You're winning.
But Net Battletech, they got to be looking for something to flip this one around. So just waiting on both teams to get readied up. What do you think we're going to see in this one, MD?
I think you're right. I think we're going to see both teams continue to do what they've been doing. We've talked about it, and we often talk about it in our cast before, but in the lower divisions, typically you're going to see a team with a little bit less varied of a repertoire as it comes in their strategies. They're going to probably have one thing that they're going to work on. If they're smart, I think that's the right thing to do for a team that's starting off in some of these lower divisions. You pick something like brawling or trading or mid-range poke, whatever strategy you feel you're best at, and you hone your skill until you're very good at it. And that's something you ride all the way up through the divisions, really into Div C, but I think is the point we've talked about before, where I think you need to start learning other strats. With that in mind, I think we're going to see both these teams brawl. It's what they've been doing tonight so far. It's obviously worked well for Stormbringers. River City is a map that you can trade on. It might be a little better for mid-range poking, kind of power position movement. But with all the buildings that they have, there's not necessarily too much open ground to cover over by Citadel. You can definitely brawl River City, no problem. Losing some of the lights might hurt that a little bit, but at this point, you know, I still expect to see brawl, maybe a couple Overwatch mechs. We saw a little bit of that in the last drop here.
Absolutely. Just a couple guys left to get ready, and then we'll be diving into this one. You know, taking a little bit more time to talk it out for Net Battletech might be a good plan. Try and discuss it and figure out how they've been failing. And honestly, a lot of it's been just not keeping the enemy in front of you. Having the lights come in on the backside and drop one, having the Novas come in on your backside and drop two. Really commanding the field and keeping the enemy where you want them instead of where they want to be. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy, but it's something that you can change.
And you wonder if it's a lack of scouting or a lack of communication. Were they aware that the mechs were there? And
how
just
did that Huntsman
properly?
Not handle that, or at least call it out? Like, the Huntsman was up there. He did back around the corner. Eventually got into the position to be backstabbing, but how is that not... A, how is he not dropping that Nova when he's behind him? And B, how is he not telling his team that there's Novas up high shooting him in the back? You know, that's critical information. If anything, just targeting that mech should have been enough for that Summoner and that Orion to know that they're getting shot in the butt. And that's critical, absolutely critical information. And they need to use that to their advantage. So, but is NBT going to be able to come up with something? They're hemorrhaging reputation. It's within 100 for the first place right now. Stormbringers,
I believe the difference right now is sitting at 75.
75 reputation difference. Net Battletech still on top, but they need to start pulling some wins. Of course, Stormbringers, lowest percentage between the two teams in drop 3. Can Net Battletech flip it right here? There's only one way to find out.
Keep in mind, a win here, if you kill all 8 mechs and keep your commander up, is a pretty big bonus as well.
Absolutely, but if keeping that commander alive means it costs you the match because you're being way too safe with him, you got to have a decent trade-off.
There's got to be a balance, yeah.
There's got to be a balance, because I'd rather have the win and lose my commander than take a loss. River City. Definitely an interesting map. We've got the upper city right across from Starport, and then, of course, the famed Citadel, where a lot of the fights happen, especially in the brawl.
It's like old River City, but with stuff around the edges.
There's the rocks near Theta, over the bridge, and then, of course, Grove. Garden Grove. People have different names for it, of course. No standardization in this game. And then, of course, the back tanks here, which is a good way to get over to Citadel. So lots of avenues of approach, but it all comes down to what mechs they bring. So let's take a look. We're on the net Battletech side, near the upper city section, and of course the nukes. We've got a Shadowhawk 2D2, most likely brawl build on that one. Let's take a look at what he's got in that. SRMs and LB10s, a Hunchback 4SP, Night Gear, rocking the Gauss PPC, so they'll have a little bit of Overwatch capability, and then SRMs on the Summoner, as well as a Timberwolf, a Marauder 2C is their commander, 4 ER PPCs in the Marauder, Streaks on the Timberwolf, interesting, a Shadowcat for that fast cap ability with the 2 large pulse, and then 2 large pulse, 6 ER medium lasers on the Ebon Jag. That is a savage build. Ebon Jags making a bit of a comeback in this new skill tree meta. What do you got on the Stormbringer side?
So they're a little bit more ranged heavy. They've got a Battlemaster 2C, which is tanky as all get out. 5 ER larges on that thing. Ebon Jag, they've got the same loadout except small pulse instead of medium lasers, 6 small pulse. They do have the small pulse Nova, a Night Gear with triple AC5, 1 AC10, a Hunchback 4SP, that's another brawler mech here. Viper for fast cap does have a PPC, but otherwise small pulse, and then a dual Gauss Night Gear as well. So mostly ranged with a little bit of brawl.
Got a little bit of early exchanges here, probably Night Gear into the main group up top. It looks like the Viper tried for Theta. He's actually gonna get on it right now. He does have Theta, able to flip it, so 3 cap to 1 cap in favor of Stormbringers. They have a little bit of time to decide what they want to do, but eventually it's gonna be on Net Battletech, sorry, to make a move. They have the Shadowcat up in the middle of Citadel here, but they know he's there, and they're getting some early shots in with those UACs. So map control appears to be in favor of Stormbringers. How is Net Battletech going to approach this?
Now they do have the Viper, which I think is a little bit faster than the Shadowcat is.
Nice artillery strike on that Marauder 2C and the Shadowhawk. 71% for that Marauder 2C. Nothing open, maybe a little bit in the back. It's very spread, but every little bit of armor counts. And that was a primo strike. Net Battletech cannot sit here and continue to get striked like that.
No,
especially if they have multiple strikes because of the skill tree. Looks like NBT is going to shift out.
Yeah, it's Stormbringers with the Viper. I apologize for that. The Shadowcat, I wouldn't take that Shadowcat in a trade against a Viper right now.
Absolutely
but they've got to do something here, and I think he has to make a run for Kappa.
So
especially with the Viper making a run for Epsilon.
So the Night Gear, or the Marauder, 4 ER PPCs. He's trying to trade in. He's got the help of the Gauss PPC Night Gear. He's a little bit outside of the optimal range of Gauss here, or at least every Gauss shot is going to be a little bit reduced in damage. But he's still able to do some trades, but they're just outmanned, really. And I think they're just buying time for the rest of their team to shift. They are shifting in cover, so the other team should not be able to see their movements, at least until they get to about here. They might see them crossing. But that
I'm surprised you haven't seen that Battlemaster just wailing away with ER larges at this point.
The Viper went up and capped Epsilon, so they have a 4 cap, and the tickets are starting to hemorrhage. Net Battletech is going to need to... They're going to need to do something really quick here. Time is now becoming of the essence. They are going to flip Kappa. That'll give them a little bit more time, but we're not seeing any sort of shift out of Stormbringers.
And this Viper is coming up on the Marauder. I don't think he knows he's there.
Well,
just got a PPC shot in, but unfortunately did it at a little bit too long of a range for the rest of his weapons.
The Marauder knows the Viper's there. He's trying to... Oh, as soon as he looks away, the Viper peeks. Unlucky for that Marauder. He's going to be in a world of hurt here shortly. They're dropping strikes on him as well. Net Battletech is going to have to get their brawl team forward. This Viper is most likely going to win this fight.
And they're trying to slowly advance
a bad overheat?
Buildings.
Bad overheat. That cost the Viper some armor there. Marauder's starting to wail on him. If he can keep himself from overheating, of course, he's shutting down as well.
Here comes Net Battletech pushing through the buildings up to Gamma. Stormbringers are set up to receive, putting some fire back down.
They need to get those brawlers up to the front quickly. They can't be wasting any more time. The tickets are not in their favor.
And they're sitting behind buildings right now. They're just sitting behind buildings while some of their mechs are taking fire.
The Viper is
taking
kiting
additional
these
damage.
two ranged mechs as well. He's kiting him. If they can kill the Viper, that's really good for them, of course, but they don't have those two mechs.
They don't have the time.
At this point, it's going to take a 4-cap for Net Battletech to win this. They need to slaughter these mechs and then neutralize. Force P is moving up to the top.
Long, taking a ton of damage on this push here. 2 Gamma. Just now getting closer.
The Force P is in position to strike, but the rest of the guys, the Shadowhawk is down to 51%.
And here comes Stormbringers just ready to come over here and hit these guys as they come up the side.
This is not going to be good. The Shadowhawk leading the charge, immediately brought down. He is not the mech that you want leading that one. The Force P should have been manning up and taking that one out. A great airstrike on that Eben Jag. This is not looking good for Net Battletech at all. Summoner we're having like 1v5 fights here. The Summoner's going to be the next to go down. And I can pretty much call this already in favor of Stormbringers. There's losing too many mechs. It's going to take them a miracle to be able to flip this one back at this point. They've lost too much, and they've lost too many tickets. They did bring down the Night Gear.
does go down.
At this point, they need to be focusing on getting as many kills as humanly possible. What is this? The Viper still popping PPCs in the back of the Night Gear. But they need to kill, because...
The Marauder has come up to the top, maybe get some back shots in here, but
he's hitting the Night Gear.
Night Gear is turned around, and he's going to drop down.
Probably smart to
take
drop
him
down.
out of the fight.
He did some damage, and he did turn some of them around. That might give them the opportunity to pick up a couple more kills. They got the Nova lagged, but looks like 2 more dying. They got the the Forest P, who should not be one of the last mechs alive, and he is dropped down. They did get the Nova.
Nova does go down.
But not only
2 mechs remain.
Not only is Net Battletech going to win this, but they're keeping the Battlemaster 2C safe at 91%. Battlemaster 2C is an extremely tanky mech too. It's a very good choice. You can put LPLs on that sucker, and I would take that over the Marauder 2C any day at this point. And this Night Gear is going to do whatever he can, but there's no way he's going to be able to take down that Battlemaster without a headshot.
And the Timberwolf shuts down, but he doesn't take the shot on him. Went for the Battlemaster instead. Maybe missed out on an opportunity to get a kill there.
Last one left, and he's toast. And an 8-2 very solid victory for Stormbringers. And the hemorrhaging of Net Battletech continues. And with that, Stormbringers is now in the lead in the division. And if Net Battletech can't turn this around in the next 2 drops, it could be the division. What a surprising push.
You gotta wonder right now if Net Battletech's confidence is shaken.
I would assume so. I mean, it's what's got to be going through their mind right now. Just Stormbringers is
have
doing
come
some
to
amazing
play.
stuff.
2 mechs above 600 damage. I'm not gonna pronounce that. 1 mech, the Eben Jag, at 700 damage. Cromulus at 688. Squirg at 604. Was Up does try and do what he can in that Night Gear.
What was the build of their Timber? Did you catch it?
Which Timberwolf?
Oh, wasn't that the Streak
Cromulus.
Timber? Was that the Streak Timber?
I believe that was Net Battletech with the Streak Timber.
Oh, I'll have to check.
Yeah, we'll have to double check that.
But wow.
But there you go. That one.
I mean,
was
this
not
could
even
all
as close as the previous 2.
This could all come down to Stormbringers preparing with or understanding the skill tree better than Net Battletech. I mean,
that's true.
I had a bit of a shock too, where you see things at face value and you say, okay, let's do this, and like such as the Forest P. Forest P is extremely tanky, especially after the skill tree. So you think, okay, well, it was great in the past, let's do it again. But the biggest thing is that clans didn't really have quirks before, and now they do. And they have cooling quirks. And so pinpoint front-loaded damage has always been extremely powerful. And the fact that they can boat really well because of the Clan XL engines, and have the survivability from the Clan XL engines, they can put some massive, longer range Clan LPLs 600 optimal compared to the 400 optimal for the IS LPLs. They can boat like crazy and bring stuff down very quickly. And then, of course, you got the Novas with small pulse. They can bring stuff down insanely quick, too. We are entering the age of the Laser Vomit yet again in spectacular fashion this time.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised to see some sort of response from PGI as they start to see numbers rolling in, because I know people are complaining about LRMs in public queue, but it's all about
Laser
the vomit
where it is,
if
and
you
unfortunately,
if you can aim at all, it's going to be Laser Vomit is going to be king, basically.
And unfortunately, like you said, the clan mechs do have the advantage in boating that as well, with the tonnage, with the range, and frankly with the hard points.
The biggest thing is before they ran really hot, and that was the trade-off, is that you could go long range, you could boat really well, but it runs extremely hot. And now that they can go operations tree,
some
and
operations
they can potentially
firepower.
pick up multiple cool shots too, like big cool shots. That plus the cooling, it's the perfect storm of the perfect meta, and it's going to be very difficult to do anything but that. They're going to have to come up with something. Either Net Battletech's going to need to figure out the winning formula on the fly, or if they just continue doing what they're doing, it's going to start falling apart.
Yeah. And right now, like you said, Stormbringers taking the lead. Net Battletech, they need to figure something out quick. They've got 2 matches left. They need at least one good win out of these matches.
The other thing, as we go into the replay that we were seeing, Viper doing great job turning around 2 mechs and staying alive. He's got ER Smalls and a PPC, I think.
Yes, ER Smalls and 1 PPC.
And just the
speed,
trade-off.
the jump jets to annoy the heck out of those
He's got
assault.
Epsilon Cap. I mean, that Viper did amazing. He got the Epsilon Cap. He turned around a massive amount of tonnage. The tonnage trade-off there is gigantic. So then you've got 6 mechs for Net Battletech against 7 mechs for Stormbringers. And then the thing that kills me is that they stalled out. They stalled out, and not only did they stall out, but they stalled out in the kill box that Stormbringers wanted them to stall out in.
And they stalled out with 2 or 3 mechs continuing to trade. But that just means that your mechs that are sitting behind the building, sure, they're not taking damage, but you've only got 2 mechs out there getting shot by 7. They're getting torn to shreds.
The lack of aggression, playing to the strengths of the deck is what killed Net Battletech the most. But of course, big plays with Stormbringer and just holding their ground. But we needed to see this aggression from Net Battletech before they had mechs at 51%.
Yeah.
They needed to go full W, get into that range. It's not like you're going to get the Marauder or the Night Gear back anytime soon. But then also, I mean, the leading with the Shadowhawk 2D2, that seemed like that was purely frustration. Like, we just got to do something. I'll go in. Well, now I'm dead in 1 shot because I'm the most hurt mech on the field. It fell apart so quickly. It was just chaos for Net Battletech. But really, it started with stalling. The strikes were great for Stormbringers. The strikes were definitely on key. The fact that they were continuing to put amazing damage out to Net Battletech, even when they were not really visible. Going into that brawl with a lot of very hurt mechs, that was pretty much in the bag before it even started. And it's all because of Stormbringers' map control, their sneaky Viper, and their excellent strike placement, and of course taking shots where they could and just holding their ground.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it in the first 2 drops, and again, drop 3. It really feels like MBT is not being aggressive enough in any of their drops. I think you could make the argument that drops 1 and 2 were the same thing, too passive, too reactionary, and when they did react to whatever they saw, Stormbringers doing, they weren't aggressive in their reactions. They seemed to be just passive in all 3 of these drops tonight, and it's costing them matches.
Absolutely. And it was very surprising that, I mean, we did see essentially a range deck win against a brawl deck here. I think NBT kind of did themselves in with that. I would have liked to see what would have happened if they went full bore, but, you know, letting a range deck, even if it isn't meta, which it could be, but even if it isn't, if you let a range deck wail on you and,
if you give them
cool
time
down, I mean, every shot they take against you and you're not able to return fire and they're cooling down is net loss for you every time. You can't be doing that. If you're gaining ground on them and taking damage, that's one thing, but if you're not gaining ground on them, every piece of damage you take is net loss. Can't let that happen. But with that, we are after drop 3. Like I said, if you guys communicate in chat and get hyped in chat, you will be entered automatically into the giveaway. And so let's go through and get rid of MD because he doesn't deserve anything ever.
Rip.
And we're going to say who wants premium time. This is for 3 days of premium time.
I wonder if you turned the volume down.
I did. Not blowing anyone's ears out this time. Great crowd out there today. Thank you everybody for coming by and watching this Division E1 Finals. Hopefully it's been a very exciting matchup for you guys.
Yeah, got some fans of the teams here in chat. Been a little bit of a lively chat tonight. Like to see that.
Winner is Bradley USM. Of course I said it
okay, that's rigged.
Of course I said it correctly. Bradley USM, you are the winner. I will be sending you the codes after the stream is completed. Hopefully you're still playing the game, Bradley.
And now I'm going to start off some chat spam, even though you don't have to do it. I just like to troll bandit in as many ways as I can.
You're such a dick. All right, drop 4. Polar Highlands, a huge map, very flat map. There is, of course, little ridge lines and stuff that you can operate through, but a huge map. We just saw Stormbringers pretty much wreck in a ranged deck. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do something like that again. What do you think NBT's response is going to be to this? It's an even drop. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
To be honest, at this point, I don't think there's a deck change that, stay with me here, is worth making until Net Battletech does a mindset change. They have to be more aggressive in any deck, even if they're ranged, if they're trade, whatever they decide to bring, they need to be more aggressive where they can dictate some of these situations and the engagements instead of just sitting there taking damage and letting yourself, get whittled down, eventually surrounded. I don't care whether they bring a brawl deck, a range deck, an LRM deck, gosh forbid. They need to be aggressive here. I need to see MBT, and you know what? Maybe the mindset they go in is just say, we're having a tough night, F it. Let's do it live. Let's W key right into them and see what we can do. Just taking it to them. Sometimes you got to do that when you're having a tough night. You got to say, you know what? Throw caution to the wind, full speed ahead. Damn the torpedoes. Here we go. Frankly, I think that would go better for Net Battletech right now. On the hand, Stormbringers, they showed they're okay bringing range. I wouldn't be surprised to see them bring range again to this drop.
Absolutely. And it is important to note that even though Stormbringers is up 3-0 already, and they are technically in first place as of right now, they by no means have clinched the division yet. Net Battletech with a good solid win or 2 could potentially still come out on top. They need a change here, but there's only one way to find out if they can do it. That's to take a look. Polar Highlands could see a cap strat. I do not think it would be in NBT's best interest. It wouldn't be in either team's best interest right now to run a pure cap strat, because pure cap strats more often than not, unless you completely catch the other team off guard, can be extremely costly to your team in terms of losing mechs. While you still pick up the full 300 reputation for a win, a lot of times you won't get the bonus. In this one, it's killing all heavies and assaults for your opponent. You most likely will not get the bonus, because that means you have to kill at least 4 mechs, and when you're running a cap strat, a lot of times those heavies and assaults are just getting run over.
And you might give up the bonus.
And you might give up the bonus, absolutely. And at the same time, if you're not working at slaughtering your enemy team and they're killing all of your team, we've even seen it where you can lose all 8 mechs but still win the match, but the other team still picks up 250 reputation on the loss. That's a lot of reputation for a loss. It's only 100 reputation under a win. Neither team can afford to do that at this point. They're going to need to kill each other for this win. I'm on the net Battletech side. We're seeing Xavier in a linebacker. Very fast, heavy. With streaks and 2 ERPPCs. So a bit of a mixed build there. They do have a Locust, a Jenner 2CA, another linebacker.
So they're giving up tonnage for speed there. The linebacker's a pretty solid mech right now.
They do have a Kodiak 3 and a Marauder 2C. I am very surprised not to see a Battlemaster 2C on the field right now from Net Battletech. They must not have gotten the memo. But SRM's ERPPC and 2 Goss on that Marauder 2C. We'll have to see whether or not he's going to be able to pull it up, but I'm not a huge fan of that build or that mech at this point with this meta. Stormcrow, we've got 2 ER large lasers and 4 streak SRM2s.
A lot of streaks coming out on the field. I'm not sure that's what I would go with unless you're expecting a full cap strat and you're trying to counter it.
Yeah, maybe. And then a Viper, very fast mechs on Net Battletech. What do you got on the Stormbringer side?
So they have a Marauder, an IS Marauder with triple AC5, 4 medium lasers. A little bit of a shorter range build for this map. A Wolfhound with 5 medium pulse. Marauder 2C with 4 ER large lasers and a Gauss rifle. I didn't even know you could do that. It seems pretty hot. A Battlemaster 2C, they did get the memo. 5 ER larges again. The Commando, standard 2 SRM4s and 2 mediums.
So we've got those streaks bearing down on the 2 light
Vipers.
mechs. But that Commando is overwatching and sees them coming. He's going to get the Wolfhound out of there. They did not cap Theta, but those heavier mechs on Net Battletech with all those streaks did not land a kill or a gank of any kind.
And they're about to be in trouble here because here comes the heavier mechs moving up towards Theta, and Net Battletech only has 4 mechs over there.
They're going to score to the Theta cap, but...
See if Stormbringers presses the advantage here. It doesn't look like they know that they have the number advantage right now.
Stormbringers has the number advantage over this fight, and they're about to get the cap advantage as they flip Kappa in the backside. If NBT was running any sort of cap strat, it certainly does not look like it right now. They have taken Theta, and they might try to just control it from those lights. But the rest of Net Battletech, the Viper, the Locust, the Jenner, meandering in the middle of the field, probably scouting out, but they're not really doing anything. They're not securing Kappa. And they got 2 mechs.
They have the
Marauder and the Kodiak are on Sigma, not
right
moving. These guys are not moving on Sigma. I mean, they might be waiting to pull a gank, but I mean, this Kodiak's silhouetted. They're never going to come over by you. You can't be holding points if you don't have points to hold. Holding Sigma right now is not going to win them this match.
No.
They need bodies in the fight. And they lost Theta anyways. They lost Theta anyways. They've got streak mechs over there. They're being pushed off by the range mechs, and they lost Theta anyways. They're going to try and maybe get the linebacker in there. Maybe if the lights go aggressive on the linebacker, he'll be able to drop streaks. But this Wolfhound...
Here's the Vipers, but, I mean, there's, like you said, silhouetted on Sigma. The Vipers can see them.
This Wolfhound's going to just poke him to death. He's never going to get a streak off. He's just going to poke him to death.
I am honestly surprised Stormbringers hasn't moved up with their main body here on those.
They don't need to. There's no reason for them to.
It's true, but they could get the kills. I'm all about getting kills.
So they did take Kappa. They moved their Viper and their Locust up. They've got a Viper kind of between them right now. But really, it looks to me like Stormbringers is making their move at this point. I think they've counted the mechs on the field and realized they have a massive number of disadvantage here. The Stormcrow and the linebackers have speed, which could help them, but they need to get the hell out right now And once again, map and cap control in favor. Oh god, they got the Viper on the Stormcrow too.
And that Stormcrow is isolated.
He's not
going
even
the
able to
wrong
make
direction.
shots. He's going to try and get something in. He's dropping a strike. He's going to get run down. This Stormcrow is dead.
And those assault mechs are still on Sigma. I'm with you. I don't understand what that is intended to be or how it could possibly be good for Net Battletech right now. Somehow this Stormcrow is still alive, but it won't be for much longer.
Net Battletech does have a 3 cap, and they're going to try for Gamma. This is turning into nothing but a cap strat at this point. They are behind on caps, though, so they will most likely need a solid 3-2
Stormcrow
or
is
a
down
4-1.
now. The one linebacker, Xavier, at 50%. And still kind of strolling out. Okay, the Kodiak finally moving up on the hill at Sigma. I guess he can get some shots in from there.
Yeah, so they're luring him back into the assaults at Sigma. I don't think it's necessarily going to do much, though, but they've got 3 mechs on Gamma. Finally, Net Battletech is starting to pick up some semblance of a ranged deck, or a cap strat here, because most of Stormbringers has now balled up on the hunt, but can those 3 mechs at Gamma hold off the lights? That's going to be the key. And if Stormbringers continues their aggression, will they be able to just roll over the weaker Net Battletech mechs? Which, at this point, that's their best bet, is just continue praising W. Stormbringers needs to continue putting out these damage, kill the Kodiak and the Marauder, take Sigma, and this is going to be over relatively quick. If the Net Battletech lights actually win a fight and kill the Vipers over here, that could be huge too, but that's going to be tough because they are fast.
And the Kodiak and the Marauder have now been abandoned by the 2 linebackers. And it's, what, 5v2 right now?
4 cap for Net Battletech.
Here comes one linebacker coming back. The other linebacker is off in the middle of the map.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit nervous that I called this a little bit too soon here now. 4 cap for Net Battletech. Stormbringers is essentially being lured into a push. They might be able to pick up Sigma, but that one of those Vipers got taken. Oh, no, he's not. He's still alive. But one of them's being killed. That could be huge for Net Battletech right now.
The other Viper has backed off.
He overheated.
Epsilon right now.
They're shredding him up, and the Viper's down. The Epsilon cap is going to eventually fall here. That could buy a little bit more time for Stormbringers to clean up. Linebacker with those streaks.
Stormbringers at this point need to be aggressive.
Is he the one with streaks? He's not the one with streaks. Linebacker working against a Wolfhound 1v1. Sigma has fallen. You've got, looks like the other linebacker with 19% running into the backfield. Maybe he'll try to sneak the cap back if they don't see him there. But Stormbringers is responding. Cap is going to fall, and this is starting to swing back to Stormbringers. But they're going to try and get a gank here on the other Viper that's sitting on Epsilon. If they can keep him from capping it here, if they can hit him with anything and stop the cap, that's going to be gigantic. And they did.
And they did stop the cap.
Epsilon did not flip.
And he's going to die here, 3-on-1.
This has taken a significantly nuts turn here. The Sigma's flipped back, but those mechs aren't really doing anything. Holy shit. Net Battletech might have just pulled this off. They are ahead on caps, and that frickin' linebacker who ran off to the distance is now sneaking up for a Sigma grab. Probably with no weapons. Yep, not a single weapon. Kept himself alive and is now sneaking up for a Sigma grab. That's Xavier. Big plays. That could have just secured a win for Net Battletech on caps. Wow. It's
now these
still
guys
costly,
heading towards Kappa, they've got to get some kills. At the very least, they've got to get some kills, make this a good loss.
Net Battletech cannot lose.
If they do lose.
Net Battletech cannot be losing mechs. This Jenner needs to stay safe. They cannot be affording
doing
losing
the
mechs.
opposite of staying safe.
He's fighting it out. Get behind a hill, outrun that Wolfhound, do something. He's not going to live through this.
There's a Locust picking on the Marauder 2C by Net Battletech.
I mean, they're buying time to secure
alive,
the win, but...
right.
Yeah, the Jenner just went down. Ah! Oh, Sigma is flipping back, but they did damage. They did damage. They bought him time. 3 cap for...
Maybe the most important thing is this Commando going to be able to... He's not going to be able to flip Epsilon. He's got a Viper on top of him. I'm not even sure he knows that Viper is there.
This is still going to go in favor of Net Battletech, especially holding 2 caps. It's going to take a 4 cap for Stormbringers to win this one. Stormbringers picking up another kill. This is exactly what I was saying. You can't be running cap strats because it's going to be costly. Net Battletech finally picking up a win, which is huge. But look at what the cost was. It's 6-2 right now. They lost 6 mechs to their opponent.
Yeah.
They lost their... if Ruff can keep that linebacker alive, where is he? Is he fighting? He is still alive. If he can keep that linebacker alive, he'll rob them of the bonus, and he does it.
And he did so.
That saved them 50, but what a costly win. That was the... Oh, my mind's blown right now. I think Stormbringers missed a huge opportunity there.
They did. They bunched up too much, like you said, but then when they bunched up, they kind of slowed down at the same time. If you're going to bunch up, you need to go full speed ahead, just steamroll, and then immediately split up. They kind of hesitated some while they were bunched up. Basically let Net Battletech come back into that one.
So, I mean, normally I'd be like, oh man, that's amazing, holy shit, and it was amazing, but right now we're looking at the big picture. Net Battletech trying to save the division win, and they just gave up 6 kills, but no bonus. Big play there by the linebacker, staying alive. But 6 kills. Goodness gracious. But okay, what a crazy strat. So the linebackers and the Stormcrow messed around at Theta, forced them into the push. I mean, they had to have known that they were undermanned, but they were fast mechs. The Stormcrow lost his life. Linebackers ran back to the assaults, and the assaults managed to hold off the push long enough and bait the Vipers and the lights in. Like, Stormbringers pulling 2 Vipers and 2 lights, losing to a cap strat.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I'm going to be honest there. I don't think there's any way I can really give NBT that much credit. Stormbringers, they lost that one. They lost that one. They bunched up. Once they bunched up, they weren't aggressive. They slowed down. They allowed NBT to kind of do this weird, 2 mechs at a time distraction, kind of peeking, poking sort of thing. And just, I mean, the Kodiaks and the Marauder 2C sitting back at Sigma. You got these linebackers and these Stormcrows. I mean, you see a linebacker and 2 linebackers and a Stormcrow up there, and you've got 5 mechs with you. Run them over. What are you doing poking with a Wolfhound? Just steamroll them. Get them off the field. And then suddenly now you're up 3 mechs. Stormbringers, whatever happened that last match, they must have caught what MBT had previously, because they lost all their aggression there.
Absolutely.
When every engagement that they were in, they had the numerical advantage by a mile. I mean, those engagements, first it's against the 2 linebackers and the Stormcrow. They've got 5 mechs with them, including both their assaults. That's a no-brainer. You've won. Just push. Get it over with. Then they run against, the Kodiak and the Marauder 2C. Well, both linebackers are running away 600 meters away. You still got 5 mechs. Push. You've won. Instead, they slow down. One of the linebackers sort of comes back in the fight, and then he kind of runs away again. The other one, goes off and hides. A smart thing to do, and MBT did the right thing to recover. They recovered well. But, man, Stormbringers,
I still don't like
I
mean, I don't like the idea of going cap strat. Like we said at the beginning of this, it's too costly. And at first here, you might have seen me freaking out a little bit. I thought there was a bug in my tool showing Net Battletech at 500 reputation only. They're really that low. Only 500 reputation. Like, I thought something was messed up, and no, they had 200 before. A win is 300. They did not pick up the bonus. Normally, you do pick up the bonus in a win for most of the drops, but they only killed 2 mechs. They did not get enough to get the bonus, so 300 rep puts them at 500. Stormbringers pulls without the bonus, so that was good that they kept that linebacker alive. 6 kills is 150 reputation. That's rough. That's really rough giving that up. So with that, Stormbringers at 1200 rep, Net Battletech at 500 rep. That is a difference of 700 reputation, which means Stormbringers still on top of the division by 75 reputation. It is all going to come down to this. Net Battletech needs to win this drop or they lose the division. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And if Net Battletech wins this drop, 350 is the maximum potential for killing all the assaults. Maximum that Stormbringers could get on a loss is 250 if somehow via some sort of cap strat killed all 8 of their opponents and got the bonus but still lost the match. Meaning if Net Battletech wins this drop at all, in any fashion, if Net Battletech wins drop 5, they win the division by potentially 25 reputation. That's a lot of pressure. And I am extremely excited that it's all coming down to drop 5 in pretty much the last match of the season, at least for these division leaders. The other big question is, does this put any third-place teams in striking distance if they get a 5-0? We'll have to look at that. I haven't had a chance to really look at that to see, is anybody with one match remaining within 1750 reputation of first place? I don't think so. We'll check on that. Actually, I might as well check on it right now while the teams are getting ready. These are, of course, the... I don't know if something changed on the Marine Mechs thing. They have too many drops. I don't know what's up with that. The third place team was Steel at 8550. They're not close enough. There's no way Steel can take first place at this point, especially... Well... What are we at? 1,200? So that's 10,000... 10,475. No, there's... Well, no. It's close, but no.
It's not close enough.
No.
So you're right. This is it for all the marbles between these two teams. Who's going to take home
that's not
the
possible.
Div E1 title?
Whew. Wow. So this is going to be exciting. Let's see some hype in chat on that. Let's do a giveaway. Remember, if you guys talk in chat, you get entered automatically into the giveaways. We're going to do this one for a Mech Bay. Hype, hype, hype. Doing some math on stream. Alright. If you already won, you can't win again. But I didn't take your name out, so we'd re-roll. Mech Bay on the line after drop 4, and then of course we'll be doing 500 MC after the match is complete. What a great showing by Stormbringers, though. They have dominated this match. They are holding on by the skin of their teeth. Well, Net Battletech is holding on by the skin of their teeth. They had a lot of wiggle room, and that's quickly going away. But Cyber Winner, you are the Cyber Winner of a Mech Bay. Well done.
I've seen some people in chat responding to my statements that I'm not giving enough credit to Net Battletech for the win. I understand it's a win, guys, but they needed a better win than what they got. We just went over the stats there. Net Battletech is still behind the 8 ball here, and they need to do well on this next drop.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Winning is better than losing well.
Oh, yeah.
They still picked up 300 points, but they didn't get the bonus.
They needed to win, but at the same time, they really needed a better win.
And it could be a momentum shift. We could see a momentum shift here. I agree. We're being pretty hard on Net Battletech, but as we said, cap strats are more often than not very costly. They gave up 150 rep to Stormbringers and essentially made it so it's that much harder to clinch. You know, that's rough. That's very rough. But the difference between 6 kills and like a 2 kill in some sort of scrum or something like that is 100 reputation. In the long run, the win still carries a lot of weight.
At this point, the
Net
easiest thing to
Battletech
say
some
is
credit.
just win for Net Battletech. You're right, we're
Absolutely.
being a little hard on them. Hopefully that turns around the morale a little bit, because I'm sure they were getting down after 3 tough losses. But at this
Absolutely.
point, you got to tell your team, you got to tell both teams. Stormbringers obviously didn't go the way they wanted it to. Net Battletech getting their first win of the night. Both teams need to go into this. Just win. Win, and you've got the Div E1 title.
Absolutely. And, this when it's this close, it can be a game of inches. And really what that came down to, I mean, it could have very well been a big battle with Net Battletech coming ahead 8-6. And then it's essentially the same, except they would have had 50 additional rep for the bonus. Or they potentially could have given 50 rep to Stormbringers for the bonus. Or they could have lost the match. Whatever. But ultimately what it came down to is by giving them 6 kills, it's the difference between Net Battletech having to win the division, or Net Battletech being able to lose, picking up a bonus and killing 6 or 7 mechs and still clinching the division. Net Battletech could have won this 4-1, and now they can't. They have to win to win the division. This has to be a 3-2 decision for Net Battletech. So it could have been more comfortable. It's not over yet, though. Net Battletech still could do this. This is the heaviest drop of all of them. 2 lights, 0 mediums, 2 heavies, 4 assaults. If NBT feels comfortable in heavy drops, this is going to be the one. Stormbringers, though, rolling on some crazy momentum. They did get a loss there, but it wasn't like we got shot up loss, and I don't know if they could do the same kind of crap strat reliably on Tormline without Stormbringers being able to answer. Net Battletech hasn't been doing good shooting, but they're going to need to start shooting really well here, really quick.
Here's the other tough stuff for Net Battletech. Out of the comparison and average match score between these two teams, Drop 5 is the closest in average match score. Net Battletech does have the advantage at an average of 243, but at 232, the 11-point average match score difference is the closest between all the drops on these two teams.
The pressure is on, though. Either team wins this drop, they win the division. That is a lot of pressure. Holy cow. So Net Battletech kind of going to be forced into a fight on this map, just by the way it's designed. It can be possible to cap out your enemy, but bottom line, they can't just run away from this one. They're going to have to land their shots, and they're going to have to land their shots well. And so far, Stormbringers has been on top consistently when it comes to that. Net Battletech's going to have to come up with a pretty epic strategy here, or at least stick to the fundamentals and outshoot your opponent. Stormbringers has been just scary, though, with how well they've been taking mechs down.
Looks like the players in game chat recognize this is for all the marbles, and they are correct.
That's exciting. What a great way to end Division E1.
I'd always like to see good sportsmanship between the two teams going on here.
All right, so we got a Night Gear and a linebacker in that A slot. I don't know if they're going to try trading 2 ERPPCs. Linebacker actually bailing out the wrong way and then coming back. They don't want to fight here. The main shooters are heading up towards stage and towards that outside to see if they can get some shots in on those transitioning mechs. But Net Battletech with an Atlas S and a Kodiak 3. Atlas S, baby. They're going to go try and go hard.
And they're taking, it looks like I guess it's not the long way around necessarily for that Atlas, but certainly a long march to get into firing range.
Night Gear taking a little bit of scratching from that Kodiak, peeking around that outside. Can't afford to hemorrhage too much, but he's kind of giving away that shift for his team. They know that they're heading that way, at least in some capacity. So then, it looks to me like this is a very brawly / mid-range DACA extreme deck for Net Battletech. Let's look at what the Marauders bringing. Large pulse ER mediums, pretty solid. I'll take that. Still not a huge fan of the chassis right now, but no Battlemaster still, but this is a hot map. 4 Ultra AC5s, 2 medium lasers, and the Kodiak's bringing DACA. So DACA push / Atlas push. Net Battletech is going to have to be aggressive here. What do you got on the Stormbringer side?
Stormbringers looks like they're running ER large laser Battlemaster as normal. Kodiak, DACA, UX, and AC-10. They have an Atlas as well. They've countered with another Atlas there.
D.
Yeah, Firestarter, Wolfhound, a little bit more range with medium lasers.
More lasers on that Atlas. Interesting.
This is a catapult.
ER large Battlemaster. Yeah, the catapult is what I'm freaking out about.
Dual
2 AC-10s. Interesting.
Hellbringer with medium pulse and 1 large pulse laser. A little bit of an interesting build there. They've doubled up on Kodiaks, but they're DACA.
What is that
Kodiak.
Night Gear doing? Or it's the linebacker. Okay, so he's trying to use his speed to shrug off some of that DACA. Trying to stay unpredictable here. It's making him waste a lot of energy. This reeks of a hey, look at me. Hey, look at me. Look at me over here, guys. This is a distraction. This is funny. This is funny. And he's landing shots too, isn't he? Yeah, he's getting some poke in there. So 3 cap in favor of Net Battletech. We missed this, but they sent their Locust and their Arctic Cheetah back to Gamma.
The lights are now getting surrounded for Net Battletech. Stormbringers have 2 mechs coming in.
Locust is in
trouble, and he's
Gatlin laser dropped the shot. Had a golden opportunity, but the Locust stayed in motion and was able to get out of that. Those lights need to book it, but that Arctic Cheetah is going to get cut off.
Now the Arctic Cheetah is going to get cut off. This catapult is moving up with them.
That's not a bad plan unless he overextends, but that Cheetah's got the Wolfhound right on his butt.
And he's got the rest of the team.
Oh, the Battlemaster's right there too. The Battlemaster's not even looking at him. They're trading at this point. So Stormbringers, with a quick pushover, is able to start putting some shots in on Net Battletech after that huge tour. Gamma's going to flip back in favor of Stormbringers. So after a short 3-2, it's going to be 3-2 in favor of Stormbringers. And main body is crossing. I don't know if they're doing it undercover. I think somebody was able to see him. He might have ducked. They might not have seen the Atlas.
And that linebacker is 300, 400 meters away from the Wolfhound right now. He is really looking for attention here.
That's not bad though. I mean, he's making them worry.
If he can get their back turned,
if he can get their back
Net
turned,
Battletech takes advantage. They're still slowly moving up around the edges here.
So you can tell Stormbringers is looking in every possible direction right now. The Atlas is forced to duck by some of the DACA. They haven't seen the Atlas yet, I don't believe. But Net Battletech is slowly just picking on Stormbringers here. Getting some great shots in on that Hellbringer. That did some good work there. That Mauler MX-90 doing some work. And
I'm liking what this linebacker has been doing, to be honest. He's putting some damage out. Hasn't taken too much damage.
They can't forget about him. They can't. This is like that ER large spider. You can't forget about this linebacker. Eventually, they're going to have to happen. They're sending the lights to him.
Net Battletech is getting closer and closer here.
A Firestarter H. Oh my goodness. Firestarter H on the field. The lights are handling the linebacker. If there's any time for that team to push, it's when these 2 lights are occupied with this lone linebacker. It's time to go, Net Battletech. You've got the mech advantage. They're sending mechs off to Gamma though. They're gonna try and map control while their linebacker is getting shredded down by lights. That's not good.
They need to take advantage of this linebacker sacrifice here. They've got even the catapults looking that way. There's other mechs now moving over there.
This is a missed opportunity. They're so close. This is a missed opportunity. The linebacker's doing work, but this is a missed opportunity. Yeah, you've got the 3 cap, but losing that linebacker is going to be big.
They're trying to get. They've got an Atlas up high. What that Atlas doesn't have the range for that. What
linebacker's still alive though. As long as he's alive, he's still a threat. And so he wisely got out. Did he leg that Firestarter? Wow! He legged the Firestarter H. That linebacker.
And here
big
comes
plays.
That Battletech. They've slowed down again. What are they doing? This needs to be a praise W situation. The Marauder is up front, taking fire from the side. They've slowed down again. The Atlas is in the back.
For all of that, though, that linebacker made huge plays back there. Big props to him. This is a nasty choke point, though, for NBT. They're all gonna siphon through this.
Marauders backing up here. They're gonna.
Oh God! No! Go! All right, here they go. Into the firing line. They land a kill on the Kodiak 3. Atlas versus Atlas and a self-destruction. That's the fire starter that was lagged. Atlas is going down 34%, and it looks like he's overheated. What a big push by NBT, and they are getting right into the meat of this. They finally lost Xavier. That Battlemaster 2C has got to be running hot at this point. The Marauder 2C drops, evening up a little bit. Mauler is overheating, and they're backing up now. They're no longer pushing hard into this. The Mauler MX-90 is going to go up against... He's just trying to get anywhere. They did pop that Hellbringer finally. The Battlemaster is getting hit, but that Marauder, the MX-90 is down.
4-4 right now.
This is evened up 4-all. Where are all these mechs on the field? We got a fight going on in the backfield here. The one Wolfhound against the Locust, the Cheetah who is lagged, and the linebacker who is very hurt. And the Locust overheats, but they're not going to capitalize on it. Looks like they got the Wolfhound lagged. But the Battlemaster's coming to join the fight. That Locust needs to stay alive. He's going to be key. Tickets still in favor of Net Battletech.
Oh, the Night Gear just got a back shot. They've left this Night Gear alone.
Linebacker down. It's 3-all. The Battlemaster's getting in on that Locust. The Catapult's going to be taking out that Cheetah. He's at 23%. He gets him. The Locust gets lagged. I think that was by an arty strike. And the Catapult K2 lands that shot. Gear. It's all up to the Night Gear. The Ticket's still in favor of Net Battletech, but that Night Gear is slow, and he's going to start getting jumped on. That Kodiak at 33%. He's going to be coming up and getting back shots on him. Night Gear's going to try and twist around, and he gets taken down.
Get the kill.
It's all up to grabbing the caps, and I think they're all, well, they got the Catapult.
Pretty quick.
Is it going to be enough? They're all going to split. The Catapult's going to be at Kappa. 100 tickets remaining for Net Battletech. I don't know. They might have to 4-cap this. They're sending their slowest mechs to Gamma and Sigma. It's not over yet. Every second that they have this 3-cap puts them further away. Oh my god, dude. This is going to be so close. This is going to be so close. Mad Rush. 50 tickets remaining to 140 tickets remaining. This could still go in favor of Net Battletech. They just... It's all up to those slow mechs going to Gamma Sigma. They need to neutralize.
I don't know if they can make it.
They're not a huge cap, though. If they can flip those 2 points at the same time, but 25 tickets remaining, Net Battletech might have just pulled this off.
Gamma's more capped than Sigma right now. Not by much.
They're not going to get it.
I don't think they can make it.
They bought themselves enough time.
Wow.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that just happened. Net Battletech picking up the win on caps in drop 5 to clinch the division. They lost all of their mechs and won on caps. And that's that 250 situation. What about the bonus? Does it matter? They didn't get the bonus, obviously. I gotta plug this in to the calculator.
Gotta plug this in.
8 kills, but winner to NBT. No bonus for them, but bonus for them. Punch it in. Let's take a quick look. 1450 to 800. They were short 25 reputation. Net Battletech wins at 25. You know what that means? We're going to be going fine-tooth comb through these screenshots to make sure everything was properly reported. Stormbringers needed to make up a 675 reputation deficit, and they only got 650. Wow! Wow! What
Are you not entertained?
Division E1 Finals by 25 reputation. Net Battletech.
They needed one more kill. They didn't have one more kill to get, obviously. If they had killed that linebacker on drop 4, at the very end, there was that duel 1v1 on the linebacker.
Yeah, the bonus.
And he was at 20%. If they had killed that linebacker, another couple seconds, I think he would have died. He was at like 20-some%. You talk about a game of inches. My goodness. That is something else. Wow.
Holy shit.
I don't know what else can be said there. One more kill in any of those matches would have given them 25 points. In that drop 4, one more kill would have given them 75 points because of the bonus.
And people were
correct?
saying we were too hard on NBT about drop 4, but if they would have lost any mech, it could have been tied. And if they lost that linebacker, it would have been a loss with that. It was such risky business going cap strat, and they did it again! They did it again! But at that point, fine. Just get any win. Like, at that point...
Any win, yeah.
At that point, just get the win, because we had calculated it. But the drop 4 was super risky.
Wow. I mean, I guess they changed it up. They said, we're going to go for caps. Clearly, they weren't doing as well as they wanted in the first 3 drops. Said, we're going to focus on caps, and Stormbringers wasn't able to counter with a different, a different strat, a different change in mentality there.
What
it's been a while since we've seen one
match.
like that.
My God. Holy crap.
Whew.
I mean, there's no way Net Battletech is picking up the bonus at this point. They might have been able to bail out the Locust. I think at that point, they would have been better off just getting that Locust to run. That could have been a little bit of a cleaner, less nervous win if they sent that Locust off to Epsilon. Like, just get them out of the fight, you know? That could have been a lot less of a nail-biter, but he stuck around and got pegged. I guess that's one of my biggest criticisms, I guess, of Net Battletech's performance there. Also, them pushing up through the choke point. That was a nasty
Marauder
nasty
backing
push.
up.
That I was in physical pain watching that push. But they started landing their stuff. The Battlemaster 2C with the 5 ER larges, I think. I don't remember. I think it was 5.
5.
That heats up really quick. It's tanky as hell, but he wasn't a frontline mech, and so he's not able to output the same DPS that, the Marauder, the MX-90. Also, the choice of a Atlas D over an Atlas S. I'll have to look it up, but Atlas
Previously,
D,
Atlas S was the way to go.
It was, and I think it might still be, but it's got less weaponry. It focuses more on the laser, and he might have been having a bit of heat problems once the fight started. I think he shut down, too. That's why the Atlas S is so good with the 4 SRM6 and the AC-20. A DDC could be acceptable if you wanted to bring 2 LB-10s and 3 SRM6, but that's all old meta. I don't know how it's changed. At that point on the replay, I dropped my freaking mic or controller. Chat's got to be blown up at this point. I'm glad to see.
Yeah, chat is having the same reaction we did, just in text form.
And then the choice of a Firestarter 9, possibly because of the machine guns. I mean, I can't say it's a bad choice because I don't know enough about what quirks it saved and stuff like that, but oh man. And then the Catapult K2 pulling 737 and 3 kills.
People recognize the importance of that linebacker in chat, though. They're saying it right now. Give the linebacker a medal for staying alive there.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely.
Or maybe, you know what? They're probably talking about the linebacker in drop 5. I might be giving chat a little too much credit there.
That's the same linebacker. It's the same guy.
Same linebacker.
The same guy.
It's true.
That dude is making
his
big
performance
plays.
in drop 4 was more important to the division, I think, than his performance in drop 5. Although his performance in drop 5 was quite good.
It was, and that was agony that they weren't responding to tying up the lights like that, but they were sending their guys to get the cap. Getting that cap could have been pretty important, though. That they were waiting for that cap to be grabbed, and then waiting for those lights to come back. And ultimately, that was a good choice. But that linebacker might have been better off playing a little bit safer. But he got out. He got out. I can't criticize it too much. It scared the piss out of me, but he got out. And I think saved one of his ERPPCs, but
Queenblade looks to be debating your recap of the score here. Have you corrected your score correctly? Or calculated your score correctly? There's some debate here. Some debate in chat.
Okay. I mean, I could be wrong. What part is he debating? Because I'm sure he was following along. I've got an 8-3 victory, and maybe the calculator's glitched too. I mean, it is new. 8-3 victory in drop 1, 8-3 victory in drop 2, 8-2 victory with bonus in drop 3. They kept the Battlemaster alive. 6-2 loss. Stormbringers did not get the bonus in drop 4.
Not get the bonus.
Neither team got the bonus in drop 4. 8-5 loss. Stormbringers got the bonus. Net Battletech did not. So my calculator settings are correct. What is the problem?
What was the difference in scores there?
For the previous?
What were the two scores? Give me the final two scores.
1450 to 800. That's a 650 rep difference. And then if we look at pregame, that's 625.
625.
Oh shit!
You did get it
wrong. I thought it was 675.
Oh man, and you gave Net Battletech all the wins.
Ah shit.
Queenblade's right. You can't argue with the stats master. There you go. Bandit messing up the mathematics. Let's go to the math replay.
This is why I need somebody else to do the math. Wow.
So there you have it, Stormbringers.
Like I said, though, we're still, when it's that close, we're still going to be reviewing all of the screenshots. We go through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure everything's on the up and up. We did it in EU last season when it was within 25. But tentatively, I was wrong. Stormbringers wins it. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. My mind's
I don't
blown.
know where I got
my mind is double
from,
blown
but...
after watching that, then thinking that Net Battletech won it, now finding out the Stormbringers won. I just can't handle it.
I'm holding up the
emotional
newspaper.
Roller coaster.
You can Photoshop in the newspaper. Net Battletech wins right there. Net Battletech wins. Shit.
Calling the editors. We've got to change the headline before the morning news comes out.
What a fucking crazy
wow.
match.
I'm still entertained. I'm going to go in here and say, even with your math issues, I am still entertained.
We should see if we can get these guys in here for an interview. What do you think?
It's a good question.
Let's see. They're both on Discord. Maybe we could do Discord interview. Okay, I got Xavier. Let's see if I can get them into our Discord. Bear with me, folks. Alright, we're gonna get
seeing in chat here. Nightmare is right. It is Atli, not Atlas's.
Atli.
Atli.
Oh, what a fight! What a fight! What an outcome! Holy shit! All right. Let's do streaming. We'll do boardroom. Pull them in here when you see them. Gonna get him into my Discord. Let's talk to these guys. I'm gonna mute you.
Oh, here I am.
Squirg, how's it going? Just getting Xavier in here. So
It's
I'm
going all right.
I'm horrible at math. Apparently, I can't add. I guess.
Yeah,
I think it was-
did the math before we dropped, and I thought that we had a 4-1 to win. So
Yeah, I mean that was.
I think it was subtracting that you messed up there.
Yeah, I thought it was 675 to be able to pull it off, like 675 difference, but it was 625. Still, that was close as hell. That's I've never witnessed a match that close, or at least an outcome for the division that close. Obviously, Stormbringers, you guys were doing a fantastic job pretty much all night, but NBT pulling off some last-minute cap wins, which was extremely exciting, but wow, what a close outcome. I mean, anything gone differently, that could have swung either way.
yeah, it's just we know that our difficulty is in the later games where it's slower and more strategic, but try to work on it, and I guess we pulled it out, I guess.
Absolutely. And then Xavier, I mean, you guys, were you pretty much just going for anything, or was this the stuff you had originally planned? Were you just gonna stick to the original plan and just try and execute it better, or was this like a Hail Mary?
No, the things that we had prepared for this week had to sort of go out the window because we had some players who couldn't make it. So preparations this week didn't go as well as we wanted them to. We tried some of the original plans early on, and then we ended up just changing plans midstream, right around the River City drop. So we started trying to do things a little bit differently, move around the map a little more tactically.
Gotcha. I mean, that was so close. Sorry for originally, I guess, declaring you guys to be the winner. My bad on that. Hopefully you weren't watching the stream.
No, I mean, if we didn't win it, we didn't earn it. You know, hats off to Stormbringers. You know, they came and took it.
Absolutely. And like I said, we of course will be going through all the results and stuff just to make sure everything was on the up and up in terms of reporting, make sure we didn't miss anything. But
sure.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll have our screenshots uploaded very shortly. But yeah, it was a great fight. We brought the decks in to have a straight down smash down fight. Lots of my pilots were going over the MBT videos saying that MBT likes to brawl, so I told them, well, we're finally gonna have an actual battle. You know, the battles leading up to here weren't really, lots of no-shows. I think Division 0 dropped out of the league too.
Yep.
Yeah, Indivisible ended up dropping out, unfortunately.
It was
it's unfortunate.
So this was like our first real fight. So I was saying, we're gonna have to claw our way out of this, and so we brought heavy mechs, heavy decks, and it turned against us in the last few drops. But
yeah, it was the same thing for us too. I've been watching some of your old videos, and I saw a lot of similarities to how we've been playing lately to what you guys were doing, and we knew it was going to be a different sort of drop going in as well, and we're trying to prepare for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about the rest of the division, but it's unfortunate that like First Free World Guards had some problems earlier in the year, and then Division 0 had to drop out. So yeah, it was. I've been looking forward to this one for a couple weeks. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's part of Division E and doing your first comp team. You gotta get your roster in the right place early.
Yeah, and then of course, as we figure out where you guys are in terms of skill levels and stuff, as long as teams consistently keep coming back, it gets a lot easier to place people in appropriate divisions, and you'll start, as you climb the ladder, you're going to get a lot more stiffer competition and really have some nail-biter matches moving forward. So definitely hope you guys make a return for Season 10. Squirg, how did you guys prepare with the skill tree? I mean, you guys seem to do pretty well coming up with some diverse decks and stuff, and like, how did that change your preparation?
The skill tree was mostly a distraction for us. We looked at the skill tree and did our best to get the best builds, but it was mostly hammering in the fundamentals of gameplay. Skill trees don't really change.
It's my favorite word right there.
Fundamentals.
I love it.
Yeah,
I thought it was hemorrhage.
Yeah, people in Twitch chat were all over that hemorrhage.
Oh Jesus. They're hemorrhaging. What about you guys, Xavier?
We caught a break actually with our week 6 match being, it didn't happen because it was against Indivisible. So we had a little extra time to prepare with a skill tree. It was still nuts. I mean, you're still trying to do all the math and figure out what's going on and how does this mech work now? Oh, it doesn't work. Stuff like that. So. But other than that, it was basically, which mechs are a little more tanky, which mechs are a little more firepower. But as Swerk said, trying to stick with the fundamentals. If what you're doing works, it's going to work with any mechs.
Did you guys get the opportunity to do any scrimmages or anything with the skill tree, or was this just testing and stuff in internal scrims and quick play and stuff like that?
A lot of internal testing, a lot of quick play testing. We did have an opportunity to do one scrim, which helped a little.
Yeah, we planned some scrims, but they fell through, so we did mostly internal testing.
Yeah, same for us.
We actually ran into Xavier's team, well, parts of it, a few days ago before the match. I remember Xavier got me in his Arctic Cheetah with when I was in my armless Nova. But,
yeah, I remember seeing you guys too. I was like, hey, we're playing them this week.
Yeah.
That tends to happen to us before matches, except ours is like an hour before the match or something, and they'll be like, geez, there's the team we're playing, and we're all rolling the mechs we're taking drop 1, so now we're screwed or whatever. But, yeah, exactly. But man, MD, I see you smiling over there. I'm assuming you're reading chat, and they're probably ripping into me right now for my math issues, right?
They ripped into you a little bit for the math, and to be honest, you had even me on an emotional roller coaster there between the matches you guys had there, as close as they were, especially at the end. My goodness, the drop 5 was about as much of a roller coaster as you could ask for. Then Bandit comes in here and he's like, MBT, pulled it out, and then he comes back and he's like, oh, actually, I'm just terrible at math. Stormbringers pulled it out, and then now we got to go back through the stats. Obviously, it's as close as can be, but really, there's nothing else I can say other than I commented on this in the stream in Drop 5. The one thing I will say, and it has nothing to do with the actual matches themselves, I saw both teams. They were extremely respectful of each other, and I saw you guys saying, great matches so far. It's been a great season. Good luck, etc. I love seeing that from the teams. For two teams to have that good of a 5-drop series back and forth, as close as can be, battling for first place, and to have that sort of sportsmanship at the end, kudos to both your teams, all the members, and that's. I hope every team in MechWarrior Online can be like that in competitive play.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was a lot of fun. It was really everything I hoped it would be. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't like an NBA Finals or Conference Finals blowout on one side or the other. Back and forth was what I was hoping for.
And I'm glad that it saved it for last. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what are the odds of that? The 1 and 2 teams facing.
Oh, I totally planned it. Yeah, it was by
the Oh, it was planned. All right.
Honestly, if I had any clue how any of you guys were gonna end up doing, I would have put you guys in a separate division or something. But that's the thing about Division E, and the reason why there's 2 parallel divisions is it's hard to tell, and you can only take quick play stats so far when making those decisions for brand new teams. As we, if we get API and stuff, it's going to be a little bit easier. But really, the thing that's going to help this league the most is consistency, and hopefully we continue to get teams in here that we know about and start climbing the ladder and stuff like that. And it's gonna make for an excellent season 10. I can't wait.
Yeah, and the thing is, some of our pilots have actually been doing MRBC for 3 seasons on different teams. The first team of ours was the Brethren, and we.
And you guys, were you partially in the cadre? I think last season.
Yeah, we were partially in the cadre last season as well. Then, kind of had a falling out with their team, and then we flew under our own banner this season. So.
Yeah, and that's another thing for API is going to be a lot easier to follow some of the pilots. It's very difficult right now. And now, of course, with Queen Blade's effort, we'll have Season 9 info, and so as pilots move from team to team, we can kind of see, hey, I know that guy, he did really well. Maybe this team's stronger than we give it credit or something like that. But data is excellent, and it's been a rare commodity, and it's starting to become more reliable to get a hold of. And the more data we get, the more we can curate fun, excellent, close matches like this one, and just try and stretch that out so it happens every match in the season. And that, I think that'll be keep a lot of people coming back.
Oh yeah, if every match was like this one though, I think I'd have a heart attack before the season ended. Jesus.
It's a good thing that was the last one then.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are done. This is the end of Division E1 for Season 9. What a great finale. Xavier, any word on NBT? Putting you on the spot, buddy.
What's up? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm still looking to have it launch with the July 18th patch because the timelines and the weapons all line up pretty well with the type of league that NBT is. So that should still be on track.
Excellent. With that, any final words, any shout-outs or anything you want to give?
I want to basically thank my team. We pulled this together right at the end of signups and just went with it, and I'm really pleased with how well we played throughout the season. Shout outs to Stormbringers for being good competition, and MRBC for putting on a great league. I mean, this is awesome. This is everything I was hoping it would be. It's our first time doing comp together, and it's been a blast.
Awesome. What about you guys, Squirg?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my co-leaders, especially Fury. He's the one who brought in the rest of the teammates here, because I was expecting not even to be able to field a team this season. But he brought in a couple of people from a whole different clans and flew under our banner this season, so great job there. And of course to the rest of my teammates as well for showing up consistently. Like I was saying, good roster is the fundamental of your team pretty much. If you're not having show-ups, then you're not going to be playing. And then also to the rest of the teams, especially MBT, great matches, and of course MRBC. It's pretty much the only reason I play MechWarrior anymore.
I'm in the same boat. If there wasn't competitive, I'd probably not be playing. This is the end game for me, and I think a lot of people share that sentiment. But awesome. All right, well, thank you guys for coming by and having a chat with us. I'm going to bring this one to a close and do giveaways and stuff, so make sure you guys get your teammates into chat and get them hyped up so they can get entered in for the 500 MC giveaway, and I will see you guys later. And that is going to be it. Let's do the giveaway. We'll give them a minute or so to get their guys in. By the time you're hearing this, the roll will have already gone, though, so you're out of luck if you weren't hyped up that whole match. But I see the list has certainly increased, especially with that exciting set of matches. If you're just now joining us, Stormbringers 3-2 decision over Net Battletech, and they are clinched the division just barely. But of course, we'll be it'll be under further review to make sure that everything's kosher. But I'm sure you'll see everybody doing their due diligence more so than I did, of course. But what an exciting match! If you are just joining us, make sure you go back and watch the VOD. Even knowing the outcome, it was such an incredible set of drops. I had an amazing roller coaster of emotion throughout that entire thing. This was some of the most fun MechWarrior I've seen in quite some time. So let's get in here and start dropping a couple of these names like Moobot and MD. And let's get rolling. Who wants 500 MC? Alright, for all the marbles. Hopefully, I don't screw up the name and give it to the wrong person and then have to correct it, right?
Yeah, that would be terrible. Hope you get the math right.
And I am a masochist.
Are you sure it's 500 MC?
I am a masochist, and I always go back and watch the streams and watch the chat, so I'm going to see all those people saying shit, but that's okay, because it's all part of the job. Hate Wine is the winner of 500 MC. Congratulations. I'll be sending you a message afterwards. And you know what? Since that was such an exciting match, Let's do one more. That was totally worth it. Since everybody stuck around through the interviews, let's do 500 MC one more time. I'm feeling generous.
Woo.
Big
Together,
plays.
that would make 750 MC.
Shut
Oh,
up.
wait, I'm at 1,000.
Shut up. I was just so excited that I lost my brains. What can I say? What can I say?
I'm going to do you a favor and say nothing at all.
And the winner is Mucklin. Mucklin, congratulations, winning 500 MC. You'll be getting it after this one is done. So, that is going to be it for us. Upcoming matches tomorrow. El Switchblade, the other official caster for MRBC, will be casting 228th Blackwatch versus Osiris. That should be exciting. Seeing some Div A teams in the new skill tree. Let's see what kind of meta develops from those high-skilled teams. And then on the 27th, 54th Mechanized Regiment, of course, that's El Switchblade's team, versus the team we seemingly love to cast, Kong Interstellar Security Solutions. On the 27th, RJ Base will be picking that one up. Make sure you guys stay tuned. It's going to be a good set of matches. And we still have a lot of Mech Warrior left to play. Division E1 might be done, but we're in week 7 out of 10 for pretty much the rest of the league. So stay tuned. It's gonna be good. I am Bandit P17. This is MDM0. Have a safe holiday weekend if you're American. Everybody else can kiss my ass. We'll see you guys later.
Everyone else can be safe too. It's all right. See you guys.
See you later.